Hey, welcome to my channel. It's really good to have you here. This is going to be an intimate video, so hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification as well because, well, this is the last part of this three-part series that I created to get more intimate with you, accelerate our intimacy. If this is your first time on my channel, I urge you to watch the two previous videos before this one because, yeah, part one, part two, this is a part three. So these 36 questions were created by author Aaron. He's a social psychologist that developed these questions to accelerate the intimacy between strangers. So he claimed that these questions had the potential to make two strangers fall in love, like just by them sitting and asking each other questions and answering as honestly as they could. And they tried it out in the Big Bang Theory, and yeah, Penny and Sheldon didn't fall in love, or they got closer, at least their characters got closer. I found an article before I started filming this video that said that some people tried it and it worked for them. So we're trying it out. I answered the first 12 questions in part one, second 12 questions in part two, and I'll be answering the third set of questions in this particular video. I'm not the one that divided it like that. That's actually the way they were divided in three different sets. I didn't really go into finding the reason why they were divided into three different sets, but it was very practical for me, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to make three videos out of it because I know myself. If you ask me questions, I'm going to answer, and if I actually give my answer to these 36 questions, it's going to be like a full cinema movie. So I decided to cut them into three parts and make it easier for you to watch, and also for me to show you my clothes. I don't know if you've picked up on something. The first video I wore yellow, the second one I wore red, and this one I'm wearing something blue. Why, you ask? Well, honestly, the reason is because three primary colors. Yeah, that's why. And I'm also attempting to eat while I do that, but so far this is how much I've eaten. My chicken have not even gone half on the first one I bit into. So yeah, but we're going to keep going. And without further ado, let's jump right into big step three of our intimacy accelerator questions. 25. Make three true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. Okay, before I jump into answering this question, I encourage you to answer yours in the comment box below. I'm also going to add these questions in the description box below just so that if you want to go through them before you start answering or start hearing mine, you can do so. But yeah, let's get right into it. What do you want us again? So make three true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling. Okay, we. I know both of us were human beings. Both of us were in this lifetime together. Both of us were born of parents. Yeah, I think I've done my bit. So do yours. 26. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share. I wish I had someone with whom I could share his money. Number 27. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. Oh, okay. It was recently that I learned about myself, like what I look like and all those things. You know how when you're in a dream, it's like you're experiencing everything. It's almost like you're following them through their entire life. That is how I lived on this earth for a very long time. Like I said, it's just recently that I learned to notice my physical attributes. Like I still live in my head, but now I am out here. It's so beautiful, like noticing myself and seeing me interact with other people. Before, it used to be as if I was just hosting, but now I sort of see myself in the world. So that's one thing you should know about me, and is a very beautiful perspective. Number 28, tell your partner what you like about them. be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you just met. Okay, if you have watched every single one of my video up to this point, not just this series, if you have watched me from the first video I posted on this channel to this point, hell, if you have even seen me from my previous channel, like on the Paulette TV, up to this point, if that person is here watching, someone that has watched me from my very first video to this point, then what I would say that I like about you is that I love that you find my videos interesting, because that is actually the goal. I really want someone that finds me interesting enough to want to watch whatever I share, because I think like interest is like the best feeling in the world, and if I can kind of be that for you, then I really like that about you, because honestly we have that in common. You find me interesting. So yeah. So number 29, share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. Where do I start from? I'm going to think for a while, because I want to pick like the most recent embarrassing moments, just yeah, to keep it fresh. The most recent embarrassing moments that I've had. I'm a lector. I read in church, a lay reader. So we're having our love feast. Our president asked me to be the MC, and I was not just in the best state of mind, but I was so happy I took the responsibility. I didn't even try to tell her, oh, I'm not feeling so great, I don't think I can talk. In my mind I was like, I am the MC, so let's do it. And when I get this kind of creative opportunities, I literally see myself doing it. So you couldn't tell me that I couldn't do it, even though I knew that I was not feeling so great. But I took it on, and I went on the stage, and then it was like as if I could not speak out. Like I could not open my mouth. I could not move. I could not, and I'm not a shy person. Like I am not shy. I might be reserved, but I'm not shy. So when I went on the stage, and I had jokes I wanted to crack, I had things I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to engage the crowd, but for some reason, nothing was coming out. So I was like, sister, okay, gotta me how. Like that was how I gave it up, and yeah, I found that to be embarrassing. Although I still sat there and enjoyed the love feast, but in me I was like, oh, Jim, I'm not ashamed of you. Like, which one is that you couldn't even do all the things you wanted to do? So that was kind of embarrassing for me, because I love to take any opportunity to just interact and be creative. Because when you get this kind of opportunity, like a lot of things come up. So the next logical thing to do is to express them. So me not being able to express it was really embarrassing, and I wanted to get a do-over, but I think I just got over it. Yeah, I got over it, and I just allowed the sister to continue, because when I told her to come and take over, I told her like, just give me some time, let me kind of recalibrate. But I still couldn't get over that feeling, so I was just like, just continue. And she did a fantastic job. So yeah, so maybe it wasn't meant to be. And then number 30, when did you last cry in front of another person, by yourself? So the person I last cried in front of, not in front, I was over the phone with him, and oh my god, this guy hurt me in, when you open someone's heart, and then you open the heart and heart. The guy, like what he did me, it hurts me there. It was so painful. And then I called him to, tell him how far, like, did you do this on purpose? Like I wanted to pour out my heart and know where he was coming from, like why the vendetta. And his response, I was talking, and then next thing I started crying. And you know what he even said? And that one doesn't work on me. Like, why are you pretending this? I was like, how did I get in this situation where I am like this for someone and they're like, that was so hurting. I cried. I cried. I cried for that 5 seconds before he hushed me. And it was as if something sealed up after he shut me up. I was like, wow. I did not plan to cry and I cried, and this is like the worst thing that can happen to someone when you are expressing yourself to someone that should show you that he cares, and then he treats you like that. That means you're in the wrong place. So yeah, that was the last person I cried. Then by myself, I think I cried 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I cried 2 weeks ago because why did I even cry again? I was overwhelmed. I had some, I was just overwhelmed, and it was like letting out steam because I encourage myself, like when I get to that point, I just encourage myself to just express whatever comes through. And that particular day, it was tears. I was like, see, do you know what? No, it wasn't that kind of cry. Like, I shed some tears for like a minute or so, and then I felt better. So, but it was just like an overwhelming thing that happened. I think work or something, and I was just like blowing off steam. Then number 31, tell your partner something that you like about them already. I think this goes back to what I said in number 28. So number 31 is same thing with number 28. Should I insert the answer or should I repeat myself? Okay, let me rephrase what I answered in number 28. What I really like about my partner, because clearly there is no live interaction here, but what I like about you is that you're still watching, and I really appreciate that. Honestly, I really do appreciate that. Then 32, what, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Honestly, I don't think anything is beyond joke. Life on its own is a situational comedy. Like, you can actually find comedy in every condition, in every situation. I make jokes out of everything. Like, it's just good to lighten the mood. Like, I find the humor in every situation. And it's not so much about trying to mock someone or mock a situation. It's just about seeing it from a lighter perspective, from a less intense perspective, from a less tensioned perspective. So I always like to find the humor in different situations. However, while I was at home, I told my mom that I spoke to one of my cousins that lost her child. Like, I called her up. She was meant to have a child in December. So like, I finished hyping her like, hey, this baby, once you have the baby, I'm coming, I'm shutting down, I'm doing this one. So beginning of the year, I called her because I did not hear anything. She was like, her baby died. The baby came out, but he died, he didn't make it. She told me that the baby was male, but it looked like a girl. So after I talked with her and everything, my mom came back. I now told my mom that, see what happened though. I talked to her and the baby did not make it. And this was like her second child that was dying. So I was not like, it's like the baby was not sure what he wanted to be. So it was like, kind of, juices, let me, check back later on. Let me just be sure of myself. So my mom, she just stunned. She just there shouting, what is even wrong with you, this girl? Why can't you take anything serious? This one that I want to do. Like, I was like, yo, sorry, the one, again. So that was the limit, I guess. I couldn't joke about that. But I still think it's funny, but my mom didn't think it was funny. So I respected that, and I don't know, maybe you share the same sentiments with my mom, but me, I believe it makes the whole situation lighter. But I mean, for her to believe that her child is coming back, it's okay to be hurt by it, but then again, we always have to keep moving on, like keep moving on, because there are so many reasons why things don't work out the way we think they should work out. And when we have this lighter perspective on them, it just makes life easier. Because what would it profit a woman to wail over her child that has died, knowing fully well that the child died just few seconds after he was born? Like, do so it was just, I think that my cousin, so when I spoke to her, I also like cheered her up in that light. And so, but that was it, sure. I guess I went too far. It's fine. Crucify me. Okay, the next one. Number 33. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? Honestly, I feel like I have left everything out on the table. Personally, I don't think I have anything that I want to tell anybody that I have not told them. I I am very intentional about my interactions with people. So if there's something I want you to know, I'll let you know. And if there's anything I know that you don't know, just know that it's because I don't want you to know it. So I am fine with that. I am ready to die without you knowing that. But yeah, I'm really an open book in that aspect. So I don't think there is anything that I want anybody to know that I have not let them know. Like, I really bear it out. Like, I'm always like this, even though people always but I just, because even though they act like that, that's not the way I receive it. I just feel like me expressing myself is like the best way to live, and it gives me peace of mind. It makes me relax, and it just clears people from my head. It removes them. Once I express that, it goes off. So I'm really satisfied in that aspect. So number 34. Your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save one item. What would it be and why? Okay, first of all, before I answer this question, I want to give one story about when, like, I almost experienced a situation. I don't know if it was fire or it was like a riot and people were asked to leave the hostels. I don't know if it was fire or that, but it was a situation where we had to leave immediately. And guess what I packed? I packed chocolate and pictures again. I left my clothes even. It was now when we now came back into the hostel. I think it was fire. It was when we now came back into the hostel that my friend, she not like, I was like, I don't know. That was what came to my mind. And the chocolate I packed was her chocolate and then my pictures. So yeah, I guess I really don't know what to make out of that, Sha, but okay, so now let me answer the question. If you were to, your house contain everything. Okay, if this place was to go down in flames, I think what I would go first with is my phone and my internet. One item. One item. My phone. Yeah, my phone. I'll carry my phone. Yes, my mobile phone. Like, so guys, fam. So it's going down. It's ablaze now, but your girl survived. Your girl made it through. You have to cover the events. So yeah, I'll go with my phone. Number 35. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? It's my mom. It's my mother. 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 And it's my mother. It's my mom. Why? Why won't I find it disturbing? Because I feel like just thinking about it alone gives me fever. Like, I have this understanding about death that kind of gives me peace when I talk about it, even with myself. But anytime, like now you've told me about, like, I feel like I'm running temperature. Like, it's just I don't want to fathom it. Like, it would eventually happen, but gifts, let's not talk about it, please. I'm already disturbed. I can't. Like, I'm sweating. I can't. Please, just keep up for me. Number 36. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. It's in the issue of money. Do you understand? My problem is money. So now I have a taste that is here. Can you still see my hand? I bet you can't, because that's how high my taste is. But my money is here. Can you can you see my hand? You cannot see my hand, right? Yeah. So that is my relationship with what I want, with the money I have to solve it. And it's something anybody can relate to, because you probably feel the same unless you are Rihanna and Bill Gates. But if you're not Rihanna and Bill Gates and some other people, your taste is probably here, and what you have to meet it's here. So now that's a personal problem for me, and yes, I'm working on it, but please advise me. And yeah, the second part of the question says I should ask you to reflect back to me how you are feeling about the problem I have chosen. So please feel free. This one is the one that I really urge you to leave in the comment sections below. And that brings us to the final point of this our session. So the final thing, the cherry on top on this particular exercise, is that they said you and I should stare at each other for 4 minutes and then wrap up our test. So the time now is 19:04. So meaning that at 19:08 the staring should stop. So let's start. I'll be eating now, so I'll still be looking back. Yeah. Yay! We did it. We are now intimate. That came out wrong. It just sounds like we're now underwears. But we have successfully. Wait, let me finish what I'm eating. We have successfully accelerated our intimacy, and with that, I say thank you, my intimate partner. It was really fun doing this with you. I hope it was fun for you as much as it was for me. And yeah, thank you for watching. And until next time, stay wilding and thriving.